Kia may well be Korean, but the new Cee'd is almost as European as the Volkswagen Golf. It was designed in Europe, it's built in Europe, and it's been specifically crafted to appeal to our European tastes. Now, the Koreans clearly think that most Europeans like to carry lots of luggage because they've given the Cee'd one of the biggest boots in this class. They obviously haven't met me though, because I tend to travel pretty light. There's also some extra storage underneath this false boot floor, as you can see, look at that. And when you fold down the rear seats, which split 60/40, as you can see, you get a completely flat low bay, which helps boost practicality further. The Cee'd is nice and spacious here in the back as well, and those rear doors open nice and wide, which is handy when you're having to mess around putting the seats back, or I don't know, installing a child seat. So then, space. Now, as you can see, I've got lots of knee room. Headroom's good as well, because you've got almost a completely flat floor here. It's not too bad if you get the middle seat. And there's also decent sized cubby in the door bin, look. But what really stands out is the interior design, which is far more European than Kias of old. This Kia does feel like a quality product, you know. It's got soft touch materials here on the dash and on the top of the door, and this makes it feel a little bit posh inside. Equipment, as ever with the Kia, is generous. All cars get USB for the stereo, you've got air conditioning, you've got 6 airbags and ESP anti-skid control. You can even select it with gadgets such as a lane departure warning system, voice-activated sat-nav, and a park assist system, which will effectively parallel park the car for you. You don't have to do anything apart from operate the clutch and the brakes. It does the steering for you. Now, this car hasn't got it, as I'm reminded by the fact it's got these blank switches, which kind of makes me feel a little bit poor. As for stowage, well, there's lots of cubbies in this car. Now, I know people think I've got an unhealthy obsession with water bottles, but that's not true at all. And if you think that, don't come running to me in the event of a drought. I'm just trying to show off this car's stowage spaces, of which there are absolutely loads. There's even one down here. No, actually, that's just the fuse box. Underneath the skin, the Cee'd is almost identical to the Hyundai i30, and seeing as that car has already been voted our car of the year for 2012, this Kia is off to a pretty good start. However, it does have a couple of features which make it even easier to drive in town, such as these little quarter lights here and a larger back window, so visibility is improved. Kia have also given it adjustable steering, so you can alter the sensitivity, and when you put it into comfort mode, like I just have, you can actually steer it, look, just with one finger. And obviously I don't recommend you go about driving using just one finger. I was clearly just trying to make a point. You can get this car with the choice of either diesel or petrol power, but if you do a lot of miles, you're going to want the engine in this car. It's the 1.6 litre diesel. Now, its emissions are low enough to make it exempt from road tax, but the best bit is that Kia say it'll return 76 miles per gallon, which is really handy considering the price of diesel these days. And overall, this car is a great long distance cruiser. The seats, they're nice and comfy. The driving position is almost infinitely variable, and the cabin, the interior, it stays nice and quiet even at speed. And I like the fact that the window ledge and the door rest, they're just at the perfect height for you to get settled in for a long stint behind the wheel. Okay then, so the Kia Cee'd, it's good in town, it's excellent on the motorway, but how about on a twisty back road? Well, I'm pleased to report that it impresses here as well. The suspension does a good job of dealing with bumps in the road, and the body control is excellent. It goes around corners very well. The steering puts the car exactly where you want it to go, and there's loads of grip. That said, I'd never describe it as being as much fun to drive as something like a Ford Focus or a Mazda 3. It's more competent than engaging, and you're probably thinking, Matthew, why don't you just use your special steering wheel button to make the steering go stiffer by putting it into sports mode? The only problem is, when you do that, it just feels artificially heavy and, well, quite frankly, just a bit weird. Another thing worth noting is that Kias used to be a lot cheaper than their European rivals, but really now the difference is probably only about 5%. And the thing is, when you go into a Kia dealer and ask for a discount, they'll probably look at you like you're a bit mad. Whereas if you go into a Vauxhall dealer, they kind of expect it. So often an Astra can be cheaper than the Kia Cee'd. And then there's the fact that this car, yes, it looks European, it feels European, but still the badge on the bonnet is Korean. And some people are going to want something like a Golf just because it's got that desirable European VW badge. In many ways though, this Cee'd is actually rather like the Golf. It's practical, it's comfy, it's well built, and it looks pretty good as well. However, compared to all its European rivals, it does have one trump card, and that is of course its industry-leading 7-year warranty. Subscribe to the CarBuyer channel for our latest videos. Click here to see our reviews of other hatchbacks, and don't forget to rate, share, favourite and comment on this video.